So it's been really a patience game of the sideways choppy market, but people forget also.
Hey there! Welcome back and thanks for joining me again today. I hope you're doing amazing, no matter where you're tuning in from around the world. Today we're diving into XRP, and let me show you what's happening on this one-day chart. We're sitting right around $2.40, and here's what caught my attention. Even with the market taking a hit earlier today, XRP managed to hold strong above that $2 mark. That's exactly why I've been saying $2 looks like solid support for XRP now. And if you check out the one-week chart, we're still moving sideways in this channel between $2 and $2.15. Here's what I'm really wanting to see. XRP needs to start pushing back above $2.20 again. Once we clear that level, then I'm hoping we can break through $2.60. And that's when things get really interesting. Once that happens, it's game time for XRP. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's back above 90K, and if you look at Bitcoin's one-week chart, you can see we're still following those same exact movements. XRP is still dancing to Bitcoin's tune for now. But here's what's got everyone talking. People are looking at Bitcoin's chart right now and calling out what they think is blatant market manipulation. Look at this crazy action right here. Bitcoin just dumped $2,000 from 89.7K all the way down to 87.7K. And boom, $171 million worth of long positions got absolutely liquidated. But then check this out. It immediately pumped $3,500, shooting from 87.7K up to 91.2K, and wiped out another $75 million in short positions. And get this, all of this happened in just the last 4 hours. This is textbook manipulation, people. They're targeting these low liquidity weekends specifically to hunt both the leveraged longs and the shorts. It's like they're playing both sides of the table. This is exactly how these exchanges rake in their real profits, by liquidating positions on both ends. And they're not even trying to hide it anymore. This is as blatant as market manipulation gets. I really hope this nonsense ends sometime soon because it's getting ridiculous. But speaking of price action, Ron Paul just dropped a prediction that Bitcoin is about to explode like a rocket ship over the next 25 days. Let's hear what he has to say.
So it's been really a patience game of the sideways choppy market, but people forget also last year was the same. Last year peaked in somewhere early in the year and then did nothing all year. Everyone got so frustrated. Everyone was flinging poo at each other online and getting angry with each other. And then before you know it, took off like a rocket ship in November and December. And I think it's somewhat similar this time around. And the rocket ship this time around is based on the fact that
So think about this for a second. If he's calling for Bitcoin to break out by the end of the month, and that actually happens, Bitcoin's going to drag the entire market up with it, right? So the big question is, are we looking at nothing but upward movement from here for Bitcoin and the whole crypto space? Man, I really hope that's exactly what plays out. I would absolutely love to see XRP finally break into price discovery mode before the month is over. Speaking of market movements, there's this message for XRP holders. You need to understand what the whales are really doing right now. Look at this data. XRP inflows are surging upward, while everything else in the market is bleeding red. So what are the whales really up to here? E-Grade pointed out this fascinating contrast, noting that XRP inflows keep climbing even as the rest of the market is contracting. And here's what that data is telling us. The whales might be quietly accumulating XRP right now. Think about it. This volume surge isn't panic selling, it's strategic positioning. Smart money is making moves while everyone else is distracted. XRP has been seeing some serious whale activity throughout December. Check this out. The chart shows XRP hit $5.5 billion in daily trading volume, putting it in 4th place overall, ahead of both Dogecoin and BNB. Now here's a key pattern to understand. When inflows rise during price dips, that's classic accumulation behavior by the big players. They're buying when prices are lower, not when everyone's excited and prices are high. The fact that we're seeing increased trading activity while the price is declining, that totally supports this theory. And honestly, I completely agree with this analysis. I think the whales are positioning themselves right now for a major reversal. And this article backs up exactly what we're seeing. XRP is literally the only asset in the green when it comes to volume from the entire top 10. Now here's a pattern I've noticed with XRP. Whenever you see it in this downward drift, it doesn't stay there long. At some point, it always reverses course, but here's the kicker. When XRP finally does flip the switch, we're not talking about some small bounce. We're talking about major price jumps. And that's exactly what I think the whales are positioning themselves for right now. They know this pattern, and they're getting ready to capitalize on it. But here's what gets me even more excited. It's not just the whales making these moves. I think we've got institutions quietly positioning themselves in XRP at the same time. When both whales and institutions are accumulating together, that's when things can get really explosive. So there's this powerful indicator that's basically screaming, buy XRP now. Let me break down XRP's current technical position and explain why this signal is so important right now. A really strong technical signal has just put XRP back in the spotlight, and traders everywhere are paying close attention. Here's why. The momentum has completely shifted after we've been stuck in this consolidation period for what feels like forever. Now, here's something you need to understand about market participants. When trend-based indicators start showing signs of exhaustion, people react fast. They don't wait around. And this latest development? It's suggesting that XRP might be approaching something really significant, a significant turning point. And you can see it playing out on this chart too. Whenever XRP starts to flatten out like this, it usually means a reversal is right around the corner. And check this out. Bitcoin is showing the exact same pattern right now. Maybe that's what Ron Paul is seeing. Maybe he thinks we finally hit the bottom and the reversal is about to kick off from here. But here's the thing. We've seen this exact setup so many times already this cycle. Nobody's really sure if this reversal is actually going to stick this time. Because let's be real, if some major world event happens right now, Bitcoin's probably going to come crashing down. If the president even mentions tariffs, Bitcoin tanks. And when Bitcoin falls, it drags the entire market down with it. And that's exactly why there's so much frustration in this cycle. Every chart analyst out there is super bullish right now because the charts look amazing. Every time we start pumping, everyone's immediately like, we're so back! This is the moment we've been waiting for. But then something always happens to bring the market right back down, delaying that big run once again. This cycle has been completely different from anything we've seen before, and honestly, it's incredibly frustrating. I think it's shaking a lot of people out of their positions too. So we've got a massive weekend ahead for crypto. Let me break down what's coming. Monday brings the FOMC meeting with possible QE starting. Tuesday, we get the inflation data release. Wednesday, another FOMC meeting with potential rate cuts. And Friday, we're looking at the Fed's balance sheet situation. Plus, there's talk about Powell resigning. Now, about Powell resigning, I honestly don't think that's happening anytime soon. He's going to stick it out until his term ends. That's just how these Fed chairs operate. Here's what should get everyone excited. Rate cuts are typically super bullish for crypto. In theory, cheaper money should send crypto prices through the roof. But here's the frustrating reality of this cycle. Even the rate cuts haven't been able to get this market moving. We've seen this story play out before, and I don't think this time is going to be any different. Sure, maybe we'll see the market pump a little bit initially, but we've watched it come right back down after previous rate cuts too. It's like the market just shrugs off what should be major catalysts. And honestly, I don't understand why so many people are throwing in the towel on crypto right now. Look, I saw this post that said, I wasted 8 years of my life in crypto. Are you kidding me? Why would you give up now, right when everything is finally coming together? This is especially true for us XRP holders. And if you look at the bigger picture, any cryptocurrency that actually solves real problems is about to get a massive boost because of incoming regulations. But it goes way beyond just regulations. We're literally watching the transition from our current financial system into a completely new digital financial infrastructure. Think about the timing here. You've held on through the bear markets, the uncertainty, the legal battles, and now you want to quit right before the finish line. That doesn't make any sense to me. I remember saying, hold these cryptocurrencies until your portfolio looks like a phone number. That was the post. And honestly, I don't think our portfolios look like phone numbers yet, unless you're sitting on 500,000 XRP or something crazy like that. But I wasn't just talking about XRP. I said the same thing about XLM, XDC, HAR, QNT, Algo, IOTA, Flare, ADA, the whole lineup of utility-driven cryptos. Here's the thing. People got into crypto because they wanted to make life-changing money. But because this market keeps dragging out, because this cycle feels like it's taking forever, people are just giving up. And it's not just the new investors either. Even the diamond hands are throwing in the towel. People who have been grinding in this space for years are saying, I'm done with crypto. I can't take this anymore. But here's what's killing me. You're giving up right before the explosion happens. It's like walking out of the movie theater right before the big finale. So I posted this earlier today. With inflation continuing to eat away at everything, you've got 3 solid options as an XRP investor when this thing finally goes parabolic. Option 1, cash out into US dollars, pay your taxes, and cross your fingers that inflation doesn't completely destroy your lump sum over your lifetime. But here's the thing. If you're going to cash out all your crypto this cycle, you absolutely have to put that money to work for you. Start a business, reinvest it into real estate, whatever it takes, because if you just let it sit there, inflation and daily expenses are going to slowly eat it alive. Option 2. Earn passive income from your XRP, pay taxes over time, and reinvest some of that passive income to buy even more XRP. As inflation rises, XRP's price rises, and your passive income rises with it. That's how you beat inflation at its own game. And honestly, why would you ever want to sell XRP for US dollars anyway? I don't get it. I see people every day saying, if my portfolio hits $1 million, I'm done with crypto. But hold on, $1 million isn't going to retire you. If you're 20 or 30 years old and you need that money to last 40 plus years, you're going to be in trouble. You have to keep that money working for you through small businesses, other investments, whatever it takes. Now, if you're older and thinking, I just need this $1 million to last me 10 to 20 years so I can travel the world, absolutely nothing wrong with that, but you still need a solid game plan. Option 3 is my favorite. Need cash now? Borrow more than you actually need against your XRP, then use that excess to buy even more XRP. This boosts your passive income to cover the loan while keeping all your original holdings. I talked about borrowing against XRP yesterday, but here's the key. Borrow more than you need. Strengthen your monthly passive income and pay back the loan simultaneously. And when you're gone, you leave that XRP to your family. That's generational wealth right there. Honestly, this is my game plan. I don't plan on selling into US dollars anymore. There was a time when I was younger where I thought, I'm going to cash out everything and go on a massive shopping spree. But today, I see the world completely differently. A simple grocery store trip is easily $100 now, and nothing's getting cheaper. Ever notice that? They keep telling us inflation is under control and prices will come down, but they're really not. Everything's shrinking and costs the same money. So this is how you beat that system. You stay invested in XRP, earn passive income from it, and as the price rises, your income rises with it, completely offsetting inflation. That's a real hedge to me. And if you need cash, borrow against it, take more than you need, and buy more XRP with the excess. But here's the beautiful thing. There are so many ways to make this work. If you're dead set on cashing out into US dollars, you absolutely have to buy something that's going to generate monthly income for you. Maybe it's a car wash, a laundromat, opening that small business you've always dreamed about, something that puts money in your pocket every month. You need a solid game plan today, because if you don't, you're going to end up right back here chasing the next big cryptocurrency trend. And I keep seeing people say, well, if I cash out and go broke, I'll just come back and buy XRP later. Are you serious? By the time you come back, XRP is going to be at the scarcity point. Plus, if it's being used all around the world for real transactions, the price isn't going to be cheap anymore. You're not going to be buying $2 XRP. You'll probably be looking at $20, $30, $40, maybe even $50 XRP. And if you wait even longer, there's a real chance you'll be paying 4 digits for 1 XRP, possibly even 5 digits. Because once scarcity hits, I'm telling you right now, this cryptocurrency's price is going to explode like an overnight event. A lot of people are going to get incredibly wealthy very quickly. But if you sell out completely, you've got to remind yourself, there's a good chance you're never getting back in at these prices. My advice? Never sell your entire bag. Keep some skin in the game. Until that day comes, stay patient, stay positive, and let's build wealth together. That wraps up today's video. Thanks for hanging out with me. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. I'll catch you in the next one. Have an amazing night.